Hello, everybody. Welcome back to some Mario Kart 64. I don't know. I guess I might as well just play through everything at this point. Yeah, I would really like to. Oh, yeah, these are pretty fun. Yeah, Special Cup's crazy, but these are pretty fun right here. Yeah, we'll play through some of this, see what's up, and then you know, I think when we start the next what's it called, Mario playthrough, whatever it is, it's probably gonna be Mario World 2. I've never even seen anyone play that game before, so before I lose my mind and, you know, pretend like I know how to play Lost Levels, we'll play that one. I'm definitely gonna play Lost Levels. I'm not finishing it though. I can guarantee you. I played Lost Levels for like 8 hours on stream one time, and I got to one part that just was not happening. It was just absolutely not happening for me, so yeah, that is what it is. But yeah, guys, this is the last video that I'm recording for the year, actually, when this is coming out, so and a Happy New Year if y'all are watching this in real time. Whenever that comes out. I think it's, yeah, a couple of days from the new year, but either way, the sentiment's always true. I want you guys to have a great year no matter what, and make it a great year, you know what I mean? Like, some people are very optimistic, and I am pretty optimistic for the most part, but I realize it's not just about the calendar changing, like, you know, we also have to do our part to make our year great, you know? And I have some things I want to work on. Actually, why I'm setting all these up so early, too, is because I'm going to make my year great. I'm going to record, you know, the plan was to get everything done for a year. And you guys have known that. You've probably seen it a million times. You heard me talk about it forever. But the idea behind that is like, okay, then I can spend months working on other things. Last time I got way ahead on YouTube, you know, I was probably like 6-7 months ahead on YouTube. And I didn't really spend a whole lot of time doing anything with that time. You know, I was working on some things here and there, but I didn't really unlock my, you know, content creation ultra instinct yet at that point. And that's kind of what I'm doing now that I'm doing the commissions, the editing, the multiple channels. The streaming is always going to be a priority. It's going to be my main priority no matter what. I love streaming, I love interacting, and I cannot believe how much I love streaming too, by the way. It's so funny. That's why I encourage all of y'all to create stuff, you know, whether it's YouTube or stream or whatever. Go live on anything. It doesn't matter your technology or what's going on, you know. Just make sure your audio's good. And I'm not talking about, like, you know, podcast grade audio. I'm just saying, you know, people can hear you and you're not crackly or destroying eardrums or anything like that. Just go live, have decent audio. Even the picture quality doesn't need to be, like, incredible, because a lot of people just like to listen to what's going on. But you never know what you're going to end up loving, you know? Doesn't matter how long it's been since you've played games or thought about streaming. Doesn't matter how old or young you are. Just go... Well, I mean, I guess you can't be too young, but, you know, go live. Just do stuff. Actually, that's one thing that makes me pretty damn uncomfortable is, like, younger streamers and stuff, because... You know, I would love to be some kind of positive role model for anybody going through any stage of their life, whether it's, you know, their teen years or 20s or whatever. You know, like, anybody needs help just feeling okay, just, you know, I want to try to be some kind of positive influence or role model on that. But, you know, there's just such a weird stigma around the internet and people trying to be, you know, positive influences in people's lives. And for the most part, it's just like, well, just don't be weird, you know? Just don't be a weirdo. How hard is that, you know? Like, here's my take on this. Back in the day, I used to watch YouTubers all the time, and, you know, stuff like that. And I would be, you know, going to school, enjoying life, or, you know, just, I liked school. I liked that time. But there were a lot of people that did not like that time, you know? And it was like... For me personally, I always looked at the content creators and thought, that's a really cool thing they're doing. I guess I didn't really, you know, there's a lot of reaction channels. There's a lot of, you know, streamers and YouTubers out there that, you know, thrive on drama and stuff like that. I've never been one of those people, and I'm not ever going to be one of those people. But, like, that's just kind of how it is for a lot of younger people. I guess it's interesting. It's not a very like positive influence or positive business model, but the people I watched were very positive, and there was never any like scandals or anything like that. But there were tons. There always are tons of scandals with streamers and YouTubers and things. And, you know, so it puts that negative light on like, oh, well, they could be a positive influence on people's lives if they were actually... What, second? The fuck did I get second? Wait a minute. Where did she come from? God, whatever. Anyway. Yeah, so it's just kind of one of those things where I would like to be, you know, helpful to anybody who wants to start streaming. I mean, I know plenty... when I first started streaming, it was not an 18-plus stream. It was just, you know, me... Like I say, hanging out with friends. We had a couple of buddies who were, you know, younger on the platform that would just come by and hang out, you know, Fortnite and stuff like that. But that was it, right? We would just talk and just, you know, hey, this is how you know, save up for a PC. Work hard and save up for a PC, you know. And then your streams will be even better. Or, you know, keep creating, keep doing stuff. You'll get better and better at it. And when, you know, you're old enough to afford more technology or, you know, do more things, it's like... You're going to be so far ahead of the game. You know, if I had 10 extra years, you know, even, if I started this when I was, like, in my 20s, like, you know, who knows where the hell we'd be right now. And I think about that all the time, but like I say, it's never too late to start. In fact, just start because you don't want it to be later than it already is. You know, so I just always thought about that, like, well, what if I can encourage people, you know, that are younger or of any age to start creating and stuff. And so that's where that kind of came from, you know, and I didn't mind it. Like I say, as long as nobody's, you know, being weird in the stream or in the DMs or anything like that, which it, you know, never has been. And I don't care how private or public my DMs or anything are, because there's nothing ever going on in there, you know. There can't be. I could never live like that. I can't imagine the guilt or shame or just the discomfort, you know, people have doing crazy, horrible things to other people. And, you know, some of those, you just hear about just the most disgusting things, right? And it's like, I just never wanted to ever be wrapped up in anything like that. And, you know, of course, there's no drive to be either. I guess that kind of helps, too. Which, you know, this is always an uncomfortable conversation to have in general. But I think it's important to have that conversation, too, because this shit keeps happening, you know, over and over again. And, you know, you want everybody to be safe, not just kids, but like everybody. Yeah, I don't know. So like I say, positive role model, that's the most important thing for me, and hopefully setting people up for the future. It's kind of like, you know, I wish people had helped or told me how to invest in the stock market earlier on, because I got into it pretty young, you know, but I got into it when I was already paying some bills and stuff, so I could have invested even more when I was younger. It's just tough. That's one of those kind of things where like there's like such a risk with, oh no, such a risk associated with it that people don't want to give that kind of advice. You know what I mean? Which I totally get. I totally understand. Because like you don't want to be like, oh yeah, invest in the stock market, lose all your money, you know, without giving any kind of details. So content creation was more that safer option for me. It's like, yeah, if you start building your stream when you're, you know, in school or just out of school or wherever, who knows where you're going to be when you're my age, you know? And don't like quit your job, like keep working. You know, you can work and make things happen on the side. Like there's nothing wrong with that. That's what I did. I was working full time and built the stream and the YouTube and all that stuff. And, you know, just kept building and building, and I still don't mind if I have to work or not. I'm doing commissions. I mean, that's kind of work. Not, you know, like I'm moving boxes in the warehouse anymore, but you know what I mean. So, I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place, but yeah, like I said, I don't know. I just always think it's such a strange world we live in where the worst people can have access to so many people at the same time. It drives me crazy. I do think there's something to be said, though, about, like, when it comes to, you know, like, reaction streamers and stuff like that, their time is so limited. You know, they didn't create a space that was comfortable, you know, and I'm not talking about, like, all the reaction streamers. I'm talking about the ones that are, like, feeding on drama, like, reacting to drama and stuff like that. The ones that are, like, super loud and energetic, and they're catering towards the younger market, you know? They're catering towards people that just want to be, like, you know, shock comedy or, you know, insults and things like that, which, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to knock people's comedy. If it's not for me, it's not for me. You know, people can watch and do whatever they want. Who cares? But, Like if you look at some of those like younger streamers and they start getting older, I mean that's their time ticking, because you know their communities are going to start to get older and realize like, man, I got to get my life together. I got to do this. I want to do that. This is not the kind of life I want to live. You know, I'm not this person anymore. I've evolved. I've grown. And then the creator is so much older than they were when they started that the younger generations that are getting into that stuff now do not look at them as those kind of creators. So it's a lot of like those people just, you know, celebrities too, you know, child celebrities or anybody that gets wrapped into that kind of thing. They just want to just thrive on being young. Their whole image is being young and, you know, energetic and stuff like that. And you go down the spiral of like losing control over something you don't have control over because you can't control your aging process. It just happens, you know? So it's like, why ruin, you know, something that you could potentially have long term by being that kind of person, you know? And you know, like I say, content's for everybody, but I think that's where we end up in those situations where people are trying to, you know, talk to younger people or get in with younger people, or, you know, they think they're, you know, they have this weird mental thing where they just think they're so much younger than they really are, or try to hold on to that youth. And that was never a problem with me because I started this so late, you know, so I don't care if I'm viewed as older or not. I mean, I am what I am. Who cares? The whole point of this is to be, you know, comfortable and explore games and enjoy them together, you know? So it has nothing to do with reacting or age or energy or any of that. Like, we're just having a good time. And that's the thing. Like, you might have, like, a whole different vibe sometimes on the stream. Like, maybe I'm, like, crazy and energetic. Maybe I'm having a serious talk. Maybe I'm, you know, low energy, high energy. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's the same with the stream, you know? It's like... But it's always going to be authentically like me and what we're doing here on this channel. Yeah, I don't know. There's just this like moral, this like mental, you know, thing I want to put out there of like, yo, I want to encourage people to do this kind of stuff. And I want to encourage people to be the best version of themselves, which circles back to like why I'd like to be a positive role model for creators, you know, of any age. And like I said, you don't have to get close to people to influence them to create stuff or enjoy stuff, you know? And as long as you want nothing in return while you're doing this, you know, it's not like I'm saying, oh yeah, let me help you out, and then you have to, you know, give me money or buy my course that's $8,000, you know? I'm not ruling out that I won't have, like, you know, some... Like, you know, Patreon has always been a thing that I've thought of, right? I'm not going to offer, like, one of those Amazon courses where you know, have to pay $100 or something for a guy to just tell you stuff you already know, or, you know, speculate. But, you know, I mean, I always thought, like, maybe there's something I can offer. You know, editing help. I'm doing that as a commission, but maybe I can teach people how to edit, too. That might be more important than just doing the actual editing itself, you know? And I'm not great at it. I can always... I mean, that's just any skill, though. You can always keep learning no matter what. I don't care how long you've been doing something. You can always learn more. Yeah, I don't know. I just wish people would use their, you know, their platforms for more positivity and more, you know, good than bad. Yeah, because there's people with a hell of a lot of reach out there. And, like, here's the thing. Differences of opinion are one thing. Like, I don't care if you guys disagree with, like, a political view I have. Not that I'll ever really talk about that on stream or anything. But, you know, like, situations are always going to change depending on who you are. Or, like, you know, comedy or something like that. Like, if you think something's funny and somebody else doesn't find it funny, you know, it could be a difference of opinion of what's funny and not funny, you know? But, God, I don't know. I just think people that, like, use their platforms to preach, like, the real negative stuff and, like, you know, just teach people how to be, like, assholes. I've seen so many people do that. I don't want to name names or anything because, one, again, you know, they might be younger streamers or something that are just trying to grasp at straws of youth. There might be, you know, people that I really look up to that think they're doing a good job, and they might come out as not being great people. You never know, you know? I mean, that's the problem with this industry is, you know, all that stuff can change in a heartbeat. I don't know. Yeah, because there's a couple of streamers that are like, they I don't know. They definitely have, like, the hype, crazy energy, but they do a lot of positive and a lot of good for people, and they have a lot of cool things they're working on. And you can tell there's passion behind it. Like, there's a couple of like really big name streamers at the moment that are just doing awesome things. And it's just cool to see somebody that's clearly making tons of money. They're in commercials. They're doing all kinds of, collaborations and stuff. They don't have to stream a day in their life if they don't want to, but they want to, and I think that's awesome. You know what I mean? I love that about them. I love when there's just like this excitement around doing something like streaming. So I try to capture that and promote that. But I don't know, this was a lot of talking. I didn't realize how much just long-windedness I was going to promote and do, but we got second, so I guess I wasn't paying attention enough for the races. Oh my God. Either way, guys, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for listening to my wow, okay, extremely long TED Talk. Y'all have a damn good one. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one.